Really great.
I got your mail.
Just put it on the fridge.
Nan, you wouldn't happen to have any peanut butter and brewer's yeast. I found a new diet.
Sir, please take the dog out of the room. Peanut butter, I know we have. Is Chucky okay?
Of Anthony or Hunt, and yet they still dominated with their defense.
There's Ingram trying to come back. That's going to be an intentional foul. Two-shot foul. As Ingram tried to almost tackle Johnson when he swiped the ball, so it'll be 2 free throws coming. The crossed hands by Steve Gordon indicate an intentional foul.
Not only is it 2 free throws, you get possession of the basketball.
So Johnson will go to the line. In the first half, Johnson had 5 rebounds, 10 points. He was 3 of 4 from the field and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. This is a complete package you're looking at right now. 6'7", 250, great touch, plays hard at both ends of the floor.
Great personality, just has a tremendous attitude. He's got the full package.
Well, what was it that Tarkanian told me? He was even better than I thought he was going to be.
Unbelievable. Gene Cady just rants and raves about him in a positive way. He coached him in the World University Games in West Germany, where he led the United States to the gold medal over the Soviet Union team. He was coached by Gene Cady, and Jimmy Boeheim assisted him.
Anderson Hunt, who was very cold in that first half, was 1 of 5. Kicked it back out to Anthony.
See how it's wide open? They're going to let him shoot the wing shot. You watch right here.
Little spin move, and Ingram's picked up another foul.
Greg Anthony was wide open on that wing.
Here you go, Frankie.
Michael Ingram, who played first in Missouri, went to Moberly Junior College, and last year was out for the season with a severe knee injury, and he's had to change his game due to that knee.
Well, when he played at Moberly, he played with a guy by the name of Mitch Richmond, who did a sensational job last year for Don Nelson in the Golden State Warriors, and Nelly is in the crowd today evaluating and scrutinizing some of these players.
Also, Jerry West is here today as Butler gets the ball to go in.
Fair jump shooter in his time.
Yeah, not bad. 9 points in the first half for Butler. He had also 4 rebounds. Only shooting 2 of 8 from the field, but a lot of those misses came early. He was trying to do too much.
Gary, his presence on the floor just gave this team such an emotional lift.
Thompson in that first half had 11 points, but he only shot the ball 7 times.
He needs a little help from his friends. He's really, I thought he played well in that first half, but he needs some help.
Nice pass from Garner. They distribute it off to Gibson.
Gibson takes it home strong, and those all the NBA scouts are looking at him. There he is running the baseline in their pressure. I'll tell you one thing, they will not take that press off.
Gibson that time coming from the backside, able to deflect the ball. The turnover now giving the ball back to the Hawkeyes. Here is Moses wheeling inside. If that goes, he would have had it, but it did not, and the foul will go against UNLV.
When you talk about gut check and you talk about some heart, obviously the players at Iowa have it because they did come back from that big deficit on the road against Iowa State in a place where it's not easy to win. And
they did it with their defense. They did it with that pressing defense. That foul going on Stacey Ogman, which is his first. James Moses, and Moses from the line shooting 75%. Much improved over a year ago when he shot only 58%.
He was highly acclaimed out of high school when he came out of the California area. Everybody said a dynamite shooter.
He had a career high 21 in that upset against North Carolina. Steal attempt, and who's that going to be off of? Tom Davis says it's Iowa's ball, but it's not. It'll be UNLV.
You and I are going to battle about that, using that word upset. You and I always get into that. It was at Iowa, and you talk about North Carolina. They just came off a loss to Georgetown. They had lost 4 times. I don't call that a big upset.
And they lost their luggage to boot. Didn't get their uniforms, couldn't work out. Here is Johnson, and a blocking foul on Ingram, and Ingram has picked up 3 fouls in a hurry.
He got his uniform. I'll tell you one thing, number 4's got his uniform on. He really doesn't take bad shots either, Larry Johnson. He's really so unselfish. He plays within the team framework. Look at a great personality, the smile. Oh, but I like to represent him. I might be in your league. Financially, I can represent him.
Vitale, get out of here.
Come on. I saw you handling that last night in Vegas.
That's his first miss from the line. He's now 6 of 7. Garner went inside. They didn't stop him.
That's Garner's expertise, quickness, and transition.
52-34 in favor of the running Rebels, who came in here 4-2 and ranked 14th in the country.
Easy, right there.
Lost to Oklahoma and lost to Kansas.
Well, the Big Eight's tough this year. There's a push-off inside. Larry Johnson pushing off to position for the ball. How about that Big 8 conference?
Well, the Big 8 really is tough. You look at Oklahoma, for example. They lose the likes of Stacey King and they lose the guard Mookie Blaylock, and yet Billy Tubbs has put together an unbelievable cast that's really, really dangerous. Talk about Missouri. They lost a tough one to Illinois, but they're very good, and certainly Kansas has been brilliant.
And Oklahoma State's going to be a good team.
If they learn how to win away from home.
Here's Gibson, and Gibson now doing a much better job.
He's a much better player this year. There's no question about it.
He's in double figures with 10.
These kids came out really fired up.
Well, they don't want to be embarrassed here in this duel in the desert, and they had the markings of that at halftime. Again, Henderson very tentative to shoot the ball. I think that wrap on his hand is really affecting him. He is 1 of 5 from the field. Johnson will put one up. That's a three-pointer.
That's amazing when you have a player of that kind of stature, that size, that unbelievable inside ability, and he can shoot the perimeter shot as well.
And the breakaway, watch out.
A little power dunk. He puts an exclamation point every time he slammed Jan Bam's one.
19 points. He came in here with an average of 24 a game.
And a very quiet 19. You know, you haven't seen him really shooting a whole lot. Makes his shots count.
That's off of Iowa. Gibson in disbelief. It'll be UNLV's ball.
UNLV lives so much off the spurt, so much off that unbelievable quickness where they can run the ball up the court quickly and get some easy baskets.
Garner will come out of the game now, and coming in is going to be Troy Skinner.
What you do here is you trade off speed and you bring in poise.
Going to take a break. A little spurt here by the Rebels, and they lead it 57-36.
Tidal wave hits Oklahoma classroom. Sophomores climb Mount Everest.
This is the highest mountain peak in the world.
IBM is helping teachers teach and bring subjects to life with courseware developed with teachers for teachers. Courseware that complements a teacher's curriculum from kindergarten through high school. 5-year-old writes life story. Now available in paperback. Oh, I love this. This is great. A life with pictures.
The headache feels like a rubber band going around my head. I have pain. I hurt.
Today, Darnell Moore is trying extra-strength Tylenol gel caps. For pain like his, why take aspirin or ibuprofen when nothing works better than Tylenol gel caps?
No throb, no headache, and definitely no rubber band. I'm going to go with the gel caps. Gel caps work.
Tylenol gel caps, only from Tylenol. For everyday pain, nothing works better. And for your cold this winter, now try Tylenol cold medication.
You hear the thunder, the call of the road. No time to wonder, you gotta go.
It's a driving experience like no other. Pontiac Grand Prix.
Get on your Pontiac and ride, Pontiac ride.
Once you experience the 1990 Grand Prix, your approach to driving will never be the same.
Rebuild excitement.
Now get 4.8% financing on every new Grand Prix during Pontiac's All-Out Excitement Closeout.
It's Christmas cheer Viking style as Minnesota hosts the Cincinnati Bengals.
All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
The season finale, Christmas night.
57-36. What tradition Iowa has. As you go back through the years, this guy was quite a player for the Hawkeyes, Don Nelson. He played from 60 to 62. He's here today, and he's with Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Gary. And Don, right now, your alma mater's having a tough time against UNLV.
Yeah, I came here to root my Hawkeyes on, but I think Tarkanian had a little surprise for him. It's called man-to-man defense.
All right, Don, what are some of the players that you like in this doubleheader?
Well, I came to see all the seniors, but I can't take my eyes off of Larry Johnson. He's going to be a great, great professional someday.
What makes him such a talented athlete?
Well, you know, I see him shoot from the outside for the first time, but he's just a dominant force out there, whether it's defensively, passing the ball, or just a team player all the way through.
Right now, the Golden State Warriors are playing very well.
Yeah, we've won 6 in a row, and we're really proud the way our ball club has come around.
All righty, well, congratulations, Don. Enjoy the game. Let's go back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Cheryl. Don from the Quad Cities went to the University of Iowa.
I'll tell you one thing. He knows how to evaluate players, too. He really does a solid job. One of the premier coaches in the game.
Well, your way, Anthony scored, and now UNLV trying to convert this break and one reduction. Skinner tried to draw the charge, but Butler, I don't even think Dewey was there. 61-38. Boy, this duel is about over as far as Iowa is concerned.
Ouch. That defensive pressure has been relentless.
Iowa came in here unbeaten, 7-0. They moved into the top 20, ranked 16th. Drive inside, bodies flying. Moses has been fouled. A blocking foul will go inside.
Good baseline drive by Moses. Takes the ball up strong. Protects the basketball.
Well, you think about what Iowa lost in Roy Marble, B.J. Armstrong, and Ed Horton. Marble, the all-time leading scorer. Armstrong, the all-time assist guy. And then Horton was an outstanding rebounder. They were quite a trio.
Well, how good are they? All three are in the NBA. And anytime you have three players that can make an NBA roster, you know you had some talent. They did lose some good players.
That whittles the lead down to 20 on the three-point play as Anderson hunts. Ogman going up for the rebound, and Ingram will be called for the foul. And Ingram has had a tough second half. He just seems to be picking up the fouls as quick as you can, and he's going to come out of the ball game as Luckenbill will come in.
You know, Gary, you mentioned in losing those three players. I can equate it back to the year when Gene Cady lost the big three, when he lost Troy Lewis, Everett Stevens, and he lost Mitchell. And then he had their first losing season under Gene Cady. And the same when you look at Iowa right now. It's amazing he's 7-0, doing a great job because it's tough replacing those kind of players.
Boy, if Butler can stick that shot, that will really make this a tougher team.
Well, he can. He really can. He's got good touch, and he's excellent around the basket with his quickness.
63-41 now in favor of the Rebels.
They really like playing defense. Look at them D'ing up.
I know it. They are tenacious, aren't they? Here comes Johnson.
Uh-oh, 4-on-1. Hit the trail man. Hit the trail man. Oh, Johnson didn't want to take it. Anthony tried to set him up.
And Ogman missed it. And after all of that, they didn't get a good shot.
And if I were Jerry Tarkanian, I would be very upset. 4-on-1, and you come up with 0. Poor execution.
Skinner penetrates to Gibson, and Gibson doesn't get the roll. A little intimidated by Butler. The battle inside, and Luckenbill comes out of there with it.
So you don't want your players to get a little casual. They play with the lead because they can develop a lot of bad habits.
Butler committing the foul. Butler really playing with emotion. You can imagine how frustrated he was not able to play in the fall semester due to academics. He had to make up 19 credits. He was only able to practice with the team about 40% of the time as he was being tutored as well as going to class. But boy, number 0, double 0, is glad to be there.
Well, he was excited in the lobby this morning at the hotel. We were coming over here. We ran into him, and he was excited, carrying his bag. I can't wait to play.
Cianovich will come in now. Larry Johnson will catch a breather. Also Anthony coming out of the ball game. So Hunt and Cianovich in the backcourt.
There's a guy that does a great job. Timmy Gergerich. What an outstanding assistant coach. He's turned down a number of opportunities. He had a chance to be the coach at Duquesne. Had a chance to be the coach at San Diego State. He's had a chance a number of places, but he loves it here in Vegas.
Jay Webb not able to get the first one. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line coming into this game. Out of Archbishop Mitty High School in San Jose.
I salute his mom, Mrs. Webb. She put together a manual, 60 pages, about recruiting for any parent that would like a copy. She has it available.
63-42, the Rebels. Next to come will be Seton Hall in Michigan.
That's a walk-in
There's
violation.
a traveling call. Butler pointing to his foot saying, I had it planted. But that doesn't impress the officials at all. The turnover giving the ball to Iowa.
Look at Jerry. He says, no, you didn't have it planted. You did a little dance. Little disco.
Boy, he was resplendent last night. Tark showing up in a tux. He was really something.
He had that tuxedo on, and you were dressed to kill.
And it goes now to Ingram, and Ingram, that'll end some of that frustration, all those fouls he's been committing. Cianovich off to Ogman. Oh. Missed it. Luckenbill there with the board.
That was an outstanding first step to the basket by Stacey Ogman.
Explosive first step, and Garner out of control.
See, that's his dilemma. That's his problem. He plays out of control. And that's why he loses a lot of minutes on the floor. He has to learn to play within himself.
You know, in the last 4 games, he only committed 1 turnover, but today it's been a different story.
Seton Hall and Michigan. They got the best 4th option in America, Loy Vaught.
Hunt to Ogman. The basket will count. Stacey okay, but he hit hard. I think Gardner that time a little upset as he went after him and committed his 4th foul.
Excellent pass. They got their running game. Hunt throws it across the lane. And there's Gardner coming over defensively. It was a baseball pass that initiated it. There's the baseball pass. There's the great catch. And there's the pass across the lane to Ogman. Ogman's athletic ability gets banged on the arm. Certainly didn't intentionally try to hurt him. Just going up for the basketball.
So Ogman gets the three-point play. Coming into the ball game now is going to be Barry Young. And Ogman will sit down.
I'll tell you, Gary, when you evaluate the top front courts in America, and you certainly look at Syracuse when you talk about Ellis and Owens, and you talk about Mr. Coleman, but you take a look at Michigan with their great group of Higgins, Vaught, and Mills, I still think the best in the nation is right here today. Butler, Johnson, and Ogman.
Stoyanovich committing the foul on the missed shot by Thompson. The one thing about that front line is the great work ethic they have. They really want to work, this UNLV team.
They got a great chance, and they know it as they look at the field out there. I know they'd like another shot with Kansas because Kansas tore them apart in that game over at Madison Square Garden. And I know you and Roger Twible, Kansas graduates, and you don't let me forget about it, but you're on top of the world.
66-44. Here's Moses ducking in, and Webb follows. Good effort, and now Webb backing around accidentally hit Young in the face. He did not mean to do that. And both guys under control. Tonight, 3 hours of Christmas cheer. First, John Denver will join Julie Andrews in the Emmy-winning holiday classic, The Sound of Christmas.
One of my favorite actresses, Julie Andrews.
You like all of them.
Oh, she brings emotion to me.
And then Dudley Moore and John Lithgow, a star in the Christmas fantasy Santa Claus, the movie. Celebrate tonight, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on ABC.
If you ask Tarkanian who's Santa Claus, will ask, does he shoot the jump shot? I mean, he's amazing. When they had the Roe Wade case, somebody mentioned the Roe Wade case. He said, I thought Matt Rowe should have stayed at Syracuse and not go to Maryland. The guy's oblivious to anything in the world, oblivious except for basketball.
Well, he got an early Christmas present from Santa Claus when Butler and Scurry came back today. Here is coming back into the game Travis Bice, who shot so well from outside in the first half. At the line is Webb. He has 7 points and 5 rebounds.
He's really made his presence known. He's showing Tom Davis that he's able to play against the big people. These are the heavyweights. When you play against UNLV, that's the kind of teams they'll play when they play Michigan and Illinois and Indiana.
So a new backcourt now for UNLV. As Bice and Stoyanovich. Barry Young also in there. Inside is Scurry along with Johnson.
Bice helped them in that first half when they had that drought. He came in and hit 2 3-pointers.
Skip pass against the zone. Young is a very good outside shooter, so they have a couple of guys outside who can nail him. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, they had it set up for him.
Bice couldn't find the handle. Tucking in is going to be Barry Young, and Thompson with the rebound. Thompson gets it out to Moses. Moses doesn't take the ball with him, and Bice has it for a moment, and it's going to be the running Rebels basketball.
Very sloppy basketball right there. Ray Thompson, you are special. Look at this. Welcome to Tark's Shark Tank.
This is someplace, isn't it?
It's intimidating. It really is.
Well, they're 88-6 here in the 7 years that they played at the Thomas & Mack Center. 2-0 this year. They all lost only 1 game here last season.
Jerry Tarkanian is probably the only coach in America that I know that has won with the pressure defense and the running game, as well as with the zone defense and the patient offense. He did that at Long Beach State, and he had the running game and naturally the pressure game right here at UNLV. He's made the adjustment to personnel.
Ice from outside. 3 points.
He does that. He's going to get a lot more playing time.
He has 11 points. Only 1 starter on the floor right now for UNLV. That's Larry Johnson. Lookenbill. Wade Lookenbill, who was Mr. Basketball in Iowa out of Fort Dodge, and Stoyanovich lost it. Thompson comes up. Thompson trying to create inside, and he's fouled.
Lookenbill's a real aggressive player. He doesn't excel in any specific area, but he really works hard. Hey, there's Steve Fisher. Look at him with his gang getting ready. Terry Mills, an improved Terry Mills.
Terry Mills, Loy Vaught. I tell you, they've got some talent. Romeo Robinson and 4 starters back for that championship team. Last team to repeat was John Wooden's team, UCLA.
He had a few players. I'll tell you one thing, this guy here's got a great chance to repeat when you talk about Steve Fisher's club. He's got 4 NBA players. And Mills, Higgins, Romeo Robinson, and certainly Loy Vaught.
That last foul was on Bice. Thompson at the line. Thompson, who's been averaging 21 a game, has been having a tough time getting any points in this game.
Matt Bullard's going to really help this club. He averaged 29 points in their first 2 exhibition games. Oh, that's an easy layup. Nobody stopped the progress of the ball and let him take the ball right to the goal. Greg Anthony.
Greg Anthony all the way down the middle. He has 6 points, 13 points for Thompson. There's Garner ducking in, and he traveled with it.
He really doesn't know how to utilize that speed. And there is P.J. Carlissimo. We're going to get him a nice Nuxzima commercial like Joe Namath had and get that beard shaved off.
Oh, no. That's part of his whole persona. You can't do that. Would not look right. Here is Thompson missing. Lookenbill tries to take it up, and he's fouled. So Ohio will continue to play hard, even though they trail in this game 71-51.
The one thing about Tom Davis's team, they'll stay with the press and they'll stay with that zone. They're not going to take it off, and they're going to run with the basketball. He's been utilizing that style throughout his career, and he's not going to change because he's visiting Vegas.
I tell you, Iowa will be glad to get Matt Bullard back, who hurt his knee. They hope to have him back by the start of the Big Ten season when they open against Ohio State.
He made that team we talked about that Larry Johnson played with, the World University Games team, and he played on that team, and they say he was really playing well until he had that knee injury back in the latter part of November, and they expect, as you said, to get him back for the Big Ten.
Lookenbill at the line, able to hit them both. He's their best free throw shooter, shooting 89% coming into the game.
Yeah, he has nice rotation, nice follow through, good concentration.
71-53. The running Rebels here in this duel in the desert, and they have been dominating.
The one thing I want to say about Greg Anthony, he has really tried to be a point guard, Gary. You could see how he's really negated his offensive penetration ability for passing the basketball and not really trying to think shot first.
Foul on Young. That may be the one weak spot, is whether they can get the point guard play they need.
Well, they've really convinced him in looking at him that he's thinking pass rather than shot, something that he didn't do last year.
Talking about Greg Anthony. Anthony has 51 assists coming into this game and only 22 turnovers, so his ratio is good, but it's awfully hard to take a scorer and make him a point guard.
Oh, it's a tough adjustment for a player. You don't want to really restrict him offensively, yet you'd want him to try and get everybody else involved in the offense. These clubs had a big matchup in 1987. 84-81, UNLV wins. They go to the Final Four. They get beat by Indiana, and the Hoosiers win the national championship that year. But that was quite a matchup down there for the West Final out in Seattle.
Tarks had 2 teams to the Final Four, one in 87, as you just mentioned.
And then Iowa beat UNLV in 88, 104-86. They beat them out in the West in L.A. And if people think I remember that, you're wrong. We got statisticians providing us that.
Here is Bice again.
Oh, yeah. They love him when he touches the ball. They know he can shoot the rock.
Boy, he looks good, doesn't he?
Well, he's got that. Every time he shoots it, you look at it, it looks like it has a chance to go in.
Picture perfect. 74-54 the count. Iowa going to lose their first game of the year as Thompson had to work for everything, blocked that time by Scurry, Moses Scurry.
Look, Bice wants it. Bice wants it. He wants it. He wants it. He wants it. Oh!
Barry Young will load it up.
Will not be denied.
Wow. I don't know if there's anybody better than UNLV. I'd like to say it right now. They are something special.
Well, with their full cast, they're going to be really tough for people to beat.
Losing too early, but they may not lose any for a long time this season.
Well, they got some tough dates, especially out of the conference.
Well, they will waltz through the Big West, which they have done every year. And there again is the 5-second count. And we're going to take a break with 10:39 left. This crowd very appreciative of the running Rebels.
You can go through them. Or you can go over them.
Joining the U.S. Armed Forces to get high-tech training could be the best move of your life.
Opportunity is waiting for you.
spirit of the holiday season, this year the Miller Brewing Company will be making a donation to United Cerebral Palsy every time you buy Miller High Life, Miller Lite, or Miller Genuine Draft. From all of us at Miller, happy holidays.
People that have fun what they're doing, Gary. He's having fun at what he's doing, and it becomes contagious.
That's what he is. That's
Moses
exactly
Scurry.
what they say about Moses Scurry. He has a contagious attitude, and there was a good example.
His brother played in the NBA, and his brother's now playing Gary in Greece.
UNLV now will come back with Scurry, Young, along with Johnson, Anthony, and Weiss. That's the 5 now for Tark the Shark with 10:36 left in the game.
They're going to get a lot of layups against the pressure. 2-1-2 set, look opposite, dump it to the box.
There's Scurry backing in, but he traveled it. Iowa has Rodell Davis in the ball game now. Brig Tubbs is also in.
Rodell Davis has had some knee surgery.
So Skinner, who did not start today after starting all the other games due to that injury, now playing the point guard for this Iowa team.
Nothing flashy by UNLV. You know they're going to play straight head-to-head, tough, tenacious man-to-man defense.
Boy, they challenge every passing lane.
Yeah, nothing, no gimmicks defensively.
There's Moses, tough shot. Weiss played good defense that time, and Young comes down to the rebound. Weiss isn't very strong. They want him to gain some weight, but he's got the touch. He has 14 points in the game.
You know who his high school teammate was?
No.
Played for UCLA. Plays there now. Mr. McLean.
There's Scurry. Boy, he's enjoying himself.
He really enjoys himself while he's on the floor. He really does. Yeah, they were recruiting McLean. They thought they had a shot for him. And in the process, they ended up getting Mr. Weiss.
Weiss went for the steal. Nice change by Moses, but it won't go for him. Here comes Mr. Johnson. Weiss wants to put it up. You can tell he has the feel. Young instead will. Tubbs tries to rebound, and Johnson's like a man playing with boys in there, isn't it? Boy, did he come away with that effectively. So strong.
I call him Sir Larry.
Or whatever he wants to be called. Rebound by Ingram. 9 minutes to go in the game. Moses is going to be fouled. Hey, Dick, let me ask you something. At halftime, we had that feature on the $1 billion contract, the extra money going to schools. What do you think they should do with it?
Oh, like last night, we had that little debate, and I just definitely feel that a kid deserves some pride money. He deserves $150 per month. I agree with Steve Fisher. They got to have some spend money. They got to be able to dress and feel like somebody that's special. Remember, the game is dominated, Gary, by the kid from the inner city, and those athletes deserve some spend money. The Pell Grant, some people throw up the Pell Grant, but remember this, the Pell Grant, the athletes in most cases don't get the full allotment. So I say with all the money that's available, at least give a kid $150 per month plus one round trip ticket as part of his scholarship package.
All right. You and PJ didn't agree last night on all that. But you never let that bother you, Dick.
Oh, we had a lot of fun last night. I thought it was really a riot.
78-56 the count.
I love giving away those tickets to all those people that were there.
Yanovich is back in the game. Ogman also has returned, and in the game now is James Jones. Now, Jones had been the starter at center when Butler was out due to the academic difficulty.
He's got to feel a little frustrated, even though I'm sure he's really aware that Butler is certainly, his confidence has to be shattered a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. He's from Mount San Antonio Junior College. He's not a rebounder, but he did fill in very well in the estimation of Tarkanian. Well, Butler and Scurry were out of there. Timeout, 8:29 to go. It's all UNLV.
It's big, it's now. It's Pontiac's all-out excitement closeout. Now with our longest-term 4.8% finance rate ever on Grand Prix. That's right. Now every new Grand Prix is available with long-term 4.8% financing. Or get your share of millions in cash back on Grand Prix and almost every other new 1990 Pontiac in stock. But hurry, your Pontiac dealer is closing out the year with big cash back or 4.8% financing on Grand Prix. It won't last long. See your Pontiac excitement dealer now.
This is ABC.
You wanna
deal.
Here's a hot deal. Get low 4.8 APR financing for up to 48 months on all new Cutlass Supremes.
This deal is hot.
It's Oldsmobile's new generation celebration. We've made it possible for our dealers to pass along millions of dollars to their customers on all other models. Hurry, these deals won't last forever.
This is a deal on a new generation. Oldsmobile.
Take advantage of great celebration deals available from your nearby Heart of Iowa Good Olds team member today.
While West Bank keeps one eye on the big picture, our policies reflect a slightly narrower focus. Unlike other area financial institutions, we don't make risky overseas loans, nor do we participate in national lines of credit. Our loan portfolio is made up exclusively of Iowa loans, and we've remained a leading lender in the local community without sacrificing strength or safety by lending only to our customers. A different way of looking at things, all right, but after all, West Bank doesn't fit the mold.
Happy holidays from Channel 5.
$78-56. As a moment ago, we had Cheryl Miller with Don Nelson. Now, let's go to Jerry West.
Thanks a lot, Gary. I'm with the general manager for the Los Angeles Lakers, Jerry West. And Jerry, I just finished talking to Don Nelson. He was very excited about Larry Johnson, number 4. Are there any players out there that might fit into the Lakers scheme of things?
Well, obviously, Larry Johnson is a great player, and he really knows how to play, Cheryl, and I think coaches like players like him. But there's a lot of kids out here that have a chance, particularly, since the NBA has expanded 2017. So you really have to be a lot more thorough, I think, in your scouting, and also understand that the league needs more young players to keep it going.
I know it's really too early to really talk about the draft, but where would you rank this year's senior class?
Well, I think it's a crop. When you look at it, there's certain players out there if you feel you could get would be very, very attractive. But Cheryl, the dollars have changed so much today that all these young kids, you hear people that are interested in coming out. Frankly, I don't like to see that. But the dollars are so great for these kids. If they feel they can come out and play, they're going to do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Jerry. Enjoy the game. Let's go back to you, Gary.
And while you're away, Brian Garner just fouled out of Iowa. Well, thinking about Jerry West, he played at West Virginia. And later this year, we'll have the Mountaineers going against Rutgers on a game here on ABC.
I'll tell you one thing. He looks like he can go out and get 20 points right now. And can you imagine what he would really get in today's market? He and Oscar Robertson? Are you serious? With the dollars, the average salary is going to be about $1 million a year. Unbelievable.
Garner leaves. Jerry West probably could have made a living playing golf, too. What an outstanding golfer.
The great thing about Jerry West, and I really mean this sincerely, in my travels going out doing a lot of games over the last 11 years, the one thing I admire about him, he doesn't sit in his office. This guy is out evaluating, scrutinizing, and working in the trenches. He's a worker, and you can see why. That's why he was a great athlete. He really had great work ethic.
This break is due to the fact the 45-second shot clock has malfunctioned, and they were trying to get it all set and back to working order. And so we're going to take a break while they try to get that all remedied. It's 78-56 in favor of UNLV.
Another Pontiac First is ready for delivery. The first four-door version of Grand Prix style and performance. The new Grand Prix Sports Sedan. You've got to drive it.
Get on your Pontiac and ride, Pontiac ride.
The exciting new four-door Grand Prix. You've got to check it out.
Rebuild excitement.
Now get 4.8% financing on every new Grand Prix during Pontiac's All-Out Excitement Closeout.
Has a cold and I have a cold. Why am I the only one suffering tonight? Why? She took something her mother always gave her, a Vicks NyQuil. I took something my mama always gave me. She's not sniffling, sneezing, coughing. Why am I? She's feeling so much better. Maybe I should start listening to her mother. What am I saying? Oh.
Vicks NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine.
All the Bengals want for Christmas is a shot at the playoffs, but the Vikings are out to win their division crown. It's the season finale of ABC's Monday Night Football, Christmas night.
Well, the Dick Vitale fans, they come in all sizes, all shapes, all ages. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mention his name. It's this picture he saw. I'm sure that must have upset that young man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, here's my all-dark team. Since the time Jerry's been coaching here, how would you like this club? Thea Sobers, Sidney Green, Larry Johnson, Armin Gilliam. And I'm forgetting a lot of great players. What about Freddie Banks, Mark Wade?
So you've already put Johnson on that team.
He was on it the first day he played.
Ogman.
Here's a guy, some people are making a case for him, too.
By the way, Johnson has 19 points and 8 rebounds in this game, 18 for Ogman.
And he has presence. There's something about presence that superstars possess. The Jerry West, the Oscar Robertsons, that make their other people better. And this guy has won a few games.
Hey, we had a great time with he and the other coaches last night, having kind of a roast, if you will, of Dick Vitale with the rest of them, all the tough questions that were fielded.
You guys made it tough on me, but I had a lot of fun with all the fans.
It was a good time, and I think all the coaches and players have enjoyed this time out here in Las Vegas. There's a foul, and fouling Webb, and committing the foul is Ogman, his third.
I think it's great that you put together different conferences like this into these kind of situations than some of the games I'm reading about, like Syracuse blowing out Post cereal or whatever. What's a CW Post, the Twinkies? I mean, does Bayheim need to win that badly? I mean, I can't believe it.
Or the St. Leo's, right?
I mean, I could see playing the Cornells and them Division I schools. All right, Mike, shoot the ball.
Oh, so sweet. Another three-pointer. He has 17 for the day.
Did our producer shoot like that, Kim Belton, when he played down at Stanford?
You know, I don't remember that.
I remember him. I tried to recruit him down at Rutgers, but he didn't have that kind of touch.
He was tough inside, though.
That's called filler material right now. We're searching and grasping.
Here's Moses on a spin move, and he is fouled. Stojanovic. All right, now the decade of the 80s coming to a close, and so we're going to go back and pick the best.
Well, I think Ewing was the best player, the best conference in the 80s. I go with the Big Ten. Dickie Paparo, to me, was the best Zebra. 5 trips to the Final Four. Hank Nichols would be, but he has not reffed. Hank is in a class by himself. Well, he's reffed a little, but he's now the national coordinator. Jackson, the best freshman. NCAA final was dramatic. NC State winning it. David Gavitt's been the best commissioner, and Jimmy Boeheim has been the best recruiter. He's such a great recruiter that his players don't want to play the Post colleges. I have nothing against CW Post, but they should be playing Syracuse.
I tell you, Dick, I still remember that 83 game.
Well,
Wittenberg put up the shot. Lorenzo Charles followed with the stuff. The shot heard around the world.
Well, you know what made that so amazing? The fact that they had to win 3 games in the ACC just to qualify to get into the NCAA tournament. They had to beat a great North Carolina team with Perkins and Jordan, and then they had to beat NC State in the final, Ralph Sampson's great Virginia team.
Here is Thompson, and Thompson can't get it. Stojanovic blocking off well, and it's going to be off of Iowa.
Could we throw up the worst of the 80s? Worst coaching decision in the 80s?
Okay.
Worst coaching move of the 80s? It's got to go to Bill Frieda down at Arizona State.
You're going to show all your stuff here in the first game. You better save some of this.
Well, you know, he has to be the worst coaching decision of the 80s, leaving that Michigan team like he did and making a hero out of Steve Fisher. 2 trips to the White House.
Tell you what, he's done a good job recruiting this year.
Oh, unbelievable. Bill Frieda's done a fantastic job. He's a workaholic. I like to tease him, but the guy's going to get it done at Arizona State.
Broken up. It'll be Iowa's ball. 6:54, and this game has been over for a long time. It's been all the Running Rebels after they trailed 5-0 in the early going. It took almost 5 minutes before the Rebels could get on the scoreboard. And there's Gibson, and he's pushing off and a foul inside. And some people getting a little hot there.
Well, you know, the Iowa kids right now, it's a little frustration. You're out here. These guys are pressing full court. They're blowing you away. And he's a competitor. This guy's not going to – look at him. He's a competitor.
That was Butler at the foul, by the way, his 4th. Tom Davis has not quit. His intensity has been there. His team started well, but then all of a sudden that run by UNLV, and they've been playing catch-up ever since.
The way I really scrutinize and evaluate looking at Iowa, Gary, I really believe they're going to beat some people that they're not supposed to beat, but then they're going to have some really poor performances as well because of inexperience. They have so many freshmen and sophomores.
Wow, Stojanovic really hit the deck that time. No damage done as Bice scores his 18th and 19th points of the game.
He's really had a big day, and I'll tell you one thing. His 2 threes he hit early gave his team a tremendous lift.
And now Thompson is shaken up. Ray Thompson limping as he tries to retreat to the bench. Now, I don't know what happened. It was away from the ball where he sustained that injury, and that could be a blow for this Iowa team.
That would really be a shame because he is by far their most complete player. He's very versatile. He's really got he's multi-talented.
There's his numbers today. He had 11 of those in the first half.
When he came out of high school, the big three in the state of Illinois, LaFonso Ellis, Eric Anderson, and Ray Thompson. Eric Anderson, now starring for Indiana, was the player of the year, but Thompson and LaFonso Ellis certainly had great scholastic careers.
And of course, Ellis now at Notre Dame, so Thompson will go in. They want to get immediate attention to the injury.
Number 32. We're going to watch Bice now shoot the jumper. He stepped on someone's foot. I don't know. I missed it, Gary.
Yeah, that's the way it happens so often. Coming down on the side of someone's foot. Anderson Hunt is back in the game now for UNLV. 6:23 left. In it goes to James Jones. Blocked by Gibson.
James is playing without any confidence at all. I've watched him touch the ball twice, and he's really not playing with any authority. You know, you're a human being. You start, and all of a sudden, the day that Mr. Butler is eligible, he's inserted into the starting lineup. He reads all the papers, and it's got to hurt. It's got to hurt within yourself, even though he knows that Butler is a much more polished player.
Well, Tark said, I wasted no time. I knew Butler was the best man. That was his call, and he put him in and did not start Jones today. That last foul going on Hunt and Moses at the line. 6:12 left in this game. Again, Michigan, Seton Hall to follow. And Buffalo, who's been struggling, blasting the Jets. Well, they've had some controversy in Buffalo and some nitpicking among the teammates, but looks like they've got it together today. There's Butler ripping it out of there.
That's like Dick, Sally, Jane. Bring out the little books for Jim Kelly and the running back Thomas. You don't think I knew my football, did you?
I'm impressed.
I'm looking to be a football analyst.
Move over Keith Jackson. Right?
I want to work with Keith in football. He's out in Hawaii while I'm out here in Vegas.
I wanted to go there instead of Montgomery, Alabama, but you know who ends up there?
Well, Mr. KJ, Mr. Football is up in Hawaii. I'll tell you what, Michigan State and easy over Hawaii. Put that down, take it to the bank.
All right.
Percy Snow is incredible.
The defense of Michigan State is something special. George Perlis. 87-60 the count, and it goes to Gibson, and Gibson still playing hard as foul.
Well, he knows he's being evaluated also. And I'll tell you one thing, Gary, you look at his game now versus last year where he was not nearly as active as he is today.
Well, he's the kind of guy who, I guess he had to catch up with his body. 7 foot, 245-pounder. He and B.J. Armstrong are the best of friends, and B.J. still calls him, even though he's in the NBA with the Chicago Bulls. They talk all the time. As now coming out of the ball game will be Butler, and coming in will be Moses Scurry.
Roy Marble's down playing with Atlanta with the Hawks, and I thought that he was going to get a lot more playing time because Atlanta has a need at the second guard slot, but he's trying to make that adjustment from being a small forward, and he doesn't have really good perimeter shooting ability, but he's an outstanding runner and jumper, and he's a good baseline player.
So 12 points with his 11 rebounds for Gibson, and it's 87-62.
And mentioned in Atlanta, as we look at the trap right here, I wish they'd give a contract to Mike Fratello. He deserves it. He's been a solid coach down there. Stan Kasten right out the check and give him a contract. He had so much stability to that program with the Atlanta Hawks.
Where did that come from?
Oh, we're looking for filler material, talking about Roy Marble.
Okay, just checking. And it comes to Gibson. Gibson gets that ball down again, as you were talking earlier, and they strip it. He's got to keep the ball up. Scurry. Moses brings it up. Boy, does he play hard.
Hey, that's a five-pointer. That was a five-pointer. He shot that from beyond the three-point line. I couldn't believe it.
That's from the Grand Canyon area, I think.
Woo, he shot that from downtown Vegas. Hey, remember all you people, Michigan and Seton Hall. Remember last year, 3 seconds to go. As we take a look at Bice. Take a look at this three-pointer. Hunt kicks him back. Oh, no, we're showing the transition play. There's the transition play. Scurry misses the layup. Now they throw it back out. Now take a look at Bice. Look at this one. That's 27 feet.
Bice with 19 points. He's hit 5 of 9 from three-point range as Iowa at the other end. 87-64. You know, one thing, this game not only for competition to win, but also for some charities, which we want to talk about. Inside Lookinville.
I really like the fact that the Iowa kids haven't quit. They've just been outmanned here today by a much more athletic team.
Anderson Hunt on the drive. And he lost it, and it's going to be Iowa's ball.
Anderson Hunt really has not played well today, and maybe it is that bandage on his hand.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It was in a cast. His hand was in a cast after the injury at Oklahoma. You know, the charity today for UNLV is for the Nevada School of the Deaf, and Dr. Louise Tarkanian is in charge of that. She teaches there at the School of the Deaf. And there's a rejection inside by Jones. He rejects it again, and we're going to have a foul spotted inside.
Well, I'm sure they like to see the aggressive play of Jones right there blocking that shot. You mentioned Dr. Tarkanian. She's certainly academically oriented, as all of Jerry's kids are.
Yeah. And then Iowa, their charity is the Iowa Library Foundation.
When you talk about Jerry's family, his son graduated out of law school. He has another son that's going to be a doctorate.
87-66. Tark the Shark. Well, his team is rolling.
This December, things are really heating up. Heating up at every GM division. Each dealer is out to make December hotter than ever before. Like with Pontiac's all-out excitement closeout with big cash back and GMAC's 90-day deferred payment plan on a wide selection of models. Yes, this December is incredibly hot at every GM division. It's GM's Hot December. Come feel the heat.
Skydiver Eddie Turner will never forget October 16th.
We were jumping at 12,000 feet. Frank collided with another diver and was knocked out cold.
Like a missile, Turner shot toward his friend.
All I could think about was just getting a hold of that ripcord.
Which he did, just 10 seconds before impact.
Yeah, he'd done it for me.
To everyday heroes everywhere, we offer our best. Smooth, never bitter, Miller Beer.
I told Frank, next time you fall, make sure it's for a tall blonde.
19,000, the official attendance, a sellout. Now, the tickets here are not the UNLV season tickets. They had to sell these tickets separately for this duel in the desert.
Well, this was put together by a good friend of Jerry's, yours, and mine, Mr. Sonny Vaccaro. He put this matchup together, and they had to sell all the tickets. As you said, this was not part of the season ticket plan.
And they did the job. And this is going to be an annual event, as I understand. The duel in the desert, part 2 or second annual, whatever, will be coming up next year. Odell Davis at the line. Here's another one of those guys with a severe knee injury. Iowa's really got a lot of guys with braces and knee problems.
You hate to see that. So many kids give so many hours athletically and come down with a serious injury.
Foul in the backcourt as a steal attempt on Scurry. Odell Davis picking up the foul, his first. 4:19 left in this game, and UNLV with their new guys back, Butler and Scurry, have certainly put on a show for us today. James Jones gets it in, and here comes Bice, who's played so well. Hunt, nice pass to Scurry, and he's fouled. Foul going on Moses.
Moses Scurry doing a little jumping act there, but he should have had that easy conversion. Excellent clinic in attacking the press. They've really gone through the press really well.
Tarkanian, the nation's winningest active coach. He's won 534 games.
You know, something really bothered me today, and I'll tell you what, you and I had breakfast and we talked about it. Can I get it off my chest right now?
Go ahead. You've done everything else. Let's do it.
Can I get it off my chest?
Yes, I'm ready.
You and I had breakfast and we talked about athletics and the college athletic scene. What's wrong with our system is very simple. Pick up Sports Illustrated and read the article by Douglas Looney about the University of Toledo situation where they fired Dan Simmerl, the coach, and he's won. He's been loved by the community. His players graduate, but the athletic director, Mr. Al Bowles, says he hasn't won enough. We got to win more. So he makes a change. I have nothing against the new coach coming in, but I'll tell you what, Mr. Bowl and Mr. Horton, the president, I'll tell you what, you get my award. Is shame on you. There is no way in the world that Dan Simmerl should have been fired from his job because he did not win enough. Read the article by Douglas Looney. It blew my mind.
I tell you, it did bother Dick. He's been talking about it for 2 solid days.
Well, that's when, you know, we hear presidents talk about academics, and yet we have a situation there where the athletic director is quoted. I mean, I read those quotes. I couldn't believe it, that he hasn't won enough. The guy had a winning season with 5 of his last 6 games. And he's a quality guy.
Let's get back to this game now with 4:01 as Gibson at the line. You know, Gibson, we mentioned, is from Bowbells, North Dakota. He has a brother, by the way. They call him big boy, Kendall. He's in the 9th grade. I mean, they're going to have another big guy coming along.
He's the last recruit of the George Raveling era. George now at the University of Southern Cal brought in many of those kids that played last year in terms of B.J. Armstrong and talking about the Ortons.
Look at Iowa. They're down by 20, but they're still playing hard. Moses Scurry, and he's intercepted by Rodell Davis, and Davis committing the foul.
He's trying to get a jam. Gives him a little stare. They get the ball to Scurry. He's trying to get a jam. Davis is not going to be intimidated. Comes rotating over. Makes contact.
Davis, the sophomore out of Thornton Township High School in Dixmoor, Illinois, committing the foul. Scurry will go to the line. He has 4 points. He's 2 of 2 from the line. Well, we talked about Larry Johnson, 19 points, 8 rebounds, and he's been sitting down a lot as UNLV coasting to this one, and he came in here with a 24-point average and 11 rebounds a game.
You know, last year there were a lot of expectations, as there are this year on the UNLV team, picked #1 by a lot of people. There were a lot of expectations last year on the Iowa team. Iowa finished 23-10 and 10-8 in the conference, and a lot of people thought a 4th place finish was really a disappointment, considering the fact that they were projected to be really a top 5 team in America.
Dale Reed has come back in for Iowa. He's number 3. This is looking, Bill, kind of a utility man, does everything fundamentally sound and gets that one to go.
I'll tell you, if you don't lace them up and come to play against Iowa, especially when they get you at home, they're going to make life a little bit miserable for you.
Carver Hawkeye Arena, very tough place.
Oh, it's a beautiful place.
Moses Scurry that time pushing off, committing the foul on the inbounds. 3:23 left, 90-71.
This guy's an entertainer. I'll tell you what, he's an entertainer. He's got charisma.
Well, living here, you've got to be an entertainer, don't you?
I guess it's really rubbed off on him.
And it comes to Reed. Reed averaged 40-some points in high school.
Yeah, but
Luck and Bell rejection time by Jones.
I'll tell you what, he averaged 40 points a game in high school, but he didn't face this, baby. He didn't face this in high school in Wyoming.
A man who enjoys his work, Moses Scurry.
I mean, these are some unbelievable athletes you're looking at right here. Nice pass by Reed. Excellent pass.
That'll count, and the foul will go against Barry Young.
They really like Reed. They think he can be a solid point guard. I'll tell you what, anytime you score 40 points, though, Gary, I don't care who you're scoring them against. You're doing something positive.
Well, he's a coach's son. His dad coached him in Wyoming. Now, watch this, and you think he doesn't enjoy this?
I think our people in the truck love this guy. You know what he reminds me a little bit of? I may be wrong. Correct me. Does he have a little bit of Leon Spinks in him? The way he smiles and looks and bounces around.
I don't know how he goes in the ring, but he...
Or maybe Michael Spinks. I got the wrong guy.
So Bice now leads the ball game. A very appreciative crowd.
Oh, they give him a standing O. He's getting a standing O. A lot of people thought they just recruited him to try and get Don McLean, who stars now for UCLA. But he's showing that he can play too, Mr. Bice. He's earned that scholarship.
Well, he's been a crowd favorite before he became a good player. Now what will happen? Here's the trap in the backcourt.
Got to look diagonal.
Young gets out of it. Off to Anderson Hunt. And Gibson changed that shot. And look at Moses Scurry. We're going to have a technical this time for hanging on.
You can only hang on to protect yourself. He was hanging on, a little showbiz right there. And Dicky Paparo bangs him immediately with the big T.
I don't think Tarkin has frowned very long. He's got to be excited about the enthusiasm of Scurry.
There it is. I see he holds with the left hand as he tries to jam it. Remember, you can grab it to protect yourself in case of injury. I don't know.
Yeah, he was positioning himself for the slam, I think.
He was. He held it with the first hand, the left, to try and get himself a little extra lift. Almost like we had in the Michigan-Duke game. Keith and I went bananas when Loy Vaught tried to lift Ramil Robinson up. And for all you people, coming up next, Michigan and Seton Hall. Last year, Ramil Robinson goes to the line. 3 seconds on the clock.
Blood pressure, huh?
Oh, and he delivers both.
And you know, he had not been that good a free throw shooter all year either, and he really able to hit the big ones that won it.
Well, he had big ones also against Duke in that great game that we had, 113-108. I thought it was a tremendous college basketball game.
So the technicals have been shot by Moses, makes it 92-75, and Ingram will inbounds. You see the time remaining.
I'm excited to see Terry DeHare. I've heard so many great things about the diaper dandy. He played with Bob Hurley in high school at St. Anthony's, where they were undefeated, and he stepped in as the leading scorer for Seton Hall in the backcourt. And P.J. Carlissimo goes on and on talking about Terry DeHare.
Let's go up to Roger Twyble as we get ready for that second game between Seton Hall and Michigan.
Well, thank you very much, Gary. And between games, of course, we'll be talking to the coaches from these two teams, of course, Iowa and UNLV. We'll also take a look at some scores of other games from around the nation today, and, of course, a couple of football games also to tell you about. I had a chance to speak the other day with former Michigan coach, now head coach at Arizona State University, Bill Frieder. That was before his trip up to Lawrence, Kansas, to play the second-ranked Jayhawks, but Bill had some interesting things to say. We'll also be bringing you a news update from Washington in the situation in Panama and Romania, and Cheryl Miller will also be along with us. So all that coming up between the game here, the duel at the desert as at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and Iowa finishing up this first game. Gary?
All right, we're only 5 blocks from the Vegas Strip, and there's showbiz always over there, but Dick, there's some showbiz here. As UNLV has really had a remarkable performance here. They should get an encore.
This performance is almost as great as looking at those 2 big white tigers down at the Mirage.
Yeah. You know what? I never saw the volcano, though. Did you see it erupt?
No, I didn't see the volcano erupt.
We're working too hard, I guess. Well, Tark was trying to grimace a while ago, upset about what Scurry got in the technical, but he hasn't had very much to be upset about today.
Well, they really picked it up on a defensive end. I was not impressed in the first half with their offensive execution. Their defense really was the difference.
92-75, 2.5 minutes left as Lookinville being pressured outside by Ogman and hitting the deck is Reed. We're going to have the foul on Stacey Ogman. Dale Reed, he's out of Baggs, Wyoming. Mr. Basketball, they were the Class A state champions.
He's got excellent range as a shooter.
List him at 6'2" as Troy Skinner will come in after Reed shoots the free throws.
They got so many turnovers, Iowa. We talked about the turnovers being the key. They got more turnovers than making the apple turnovers down at the local bakery.
Here's Reed. The thing you have to be impressed about, and I always have something about this, any kid that's a coach's son really plays intelligently, and this guy is going to, I'm sure, be in that same category. You always see the coach's sons. No matter what sport it's in, they have something through osmosis, if nothing else, that makes them a little special the way they play the game.
Like Bobby Hurley, whose dad is the coach over at St. Anthony's. They're not born with a bottle. They're born with a basketball in their crib.
92-76, 2:21 left, and Greg Anthony now having some pressure put on. Good looking Bill. They're still going toe-to-toe with him. Ogman now just killing some time.
Running a little delay game right now. The crowd doesn't like it.
They think they want him to get 100 points. That's what usually is thought about at this stage.
Well,
Larry Johnson had mentioned that they wanted to hit the century mark.
He's trying to force him into one-on-one.
There's a nice play. Butler. And he and Ingram kind of staring each other down after that.
You don't need some hot dog stuff right now. You don't really want to lose your effectiveness as a team and try to really develop a lack of class. You want to play and play the game hard and play it with intensity, but you don't want to humiliate people.
Skinner now comes in at the first break as Reed will check out. So Iowa will go down to defeat. They'll be 7-1. UNLV will move to 5-2 and reestablish themselves as a contender to win it all. Rejected that time by Butler. Hunt. And Hunt is fouled by Moses.
I'm really surprised that Jerry has not substituted, taking a chance of a potential injury. Guys are a little relaxed right now. There goes Butler jamming it. I could see playing Butler on the floor because he needs playing time. That can get a little hot dog right now, running your mouth a little bit to an athlete.
That was between he and Ingram after the play. Yeah, Butler's come out of the basketball game. At the line is Hunt. Butler leads with 18 points.
They must have nailed the technical somewhere.
Yeah. Henderson Hunt shooting the tee, and I don't know who the technical was called against. An intentional foul is what they've said. So the intentional foul that time by Moses on the breakaway. You know, they're starting to enforce that a little more. I know you early in the year felt they weren't, but they are starting to do that now.
Well, I think the officials have to enforce it, and it's in the rule book. In defense of the officials, it's not their job to decide whether or not a player is is trying to make the intentional foul. Their job is to basically call what they see, and if a guy's directly playing the ball, it's not an intentional foul. I talked to Hank Nichols about that, the national coordinator of officiating. And to me, one of the greatest, or if not the greatest, ever to blow a whistle.
There's what's so effective for Iowa. The inbounds pressure from Gibson, but then they turn it over. Dick, if UNLV would play Kansas now, and they went back to that NIT, what do you think would happen?
Oh, I think UNLV is the better basketball team. I'll take that back. I think Kansas is the better team in the way they're executing, but I think down the stretch in March, UNLV, when they have all their people, if it's a rematch, I give the edge to UNLV.
All right. We'll see if that comes back to haunt you.
On a neutral court, not up in Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
All right, okay, well, you reestablished your thought there. By the way, in the game now is Dave Rice, number 30 for UNLV. And there's a foul on Moses reaching in on Anthony, and he's fouled out of the game.
I just think that Kansas has played as well as they possibly can play. I think their execution has been greater than any team I've ever witnessed early in the season.
They're going to have a player added, too, by the way.
Yeah, Jameson, and he could be a good one. He could really be a good one. I watched him practice last year, and he's a good athlete. But I really think when you talk about UNLV, they're going to just get better and better and better.
Coming up, Seton Hall, Michigan. We've been setting the stage for that. And in between games, we'll have Jerry Tarkanian visiting with Dick Vitale in this impressive win. As Anthony now makes it 97-76. 1 minute, 1 second left in the game. You know, really, Hunt and Anthony have not really been factors in this game. It's been that powerful front line of UNLV.
The best in America. Crowd booing a little bit on Jepson. They thought he tried to deliberately throw some elbows.
In the game right now is Jeter, Chris Jeter, number 53 in the post for UNLV.
He's a tough, hard-nosed player.
Jones with the steal. Anthony tries to come out with it. Ingram's got it instead.
It is so sloppy right now, Gary.
Gibson, though, continues to hammer away. Timeout, Iowa. They stop it with 37 seconds.
Well, you can pull the timeout, and yet you can insist that your team go back on the floor, and that's what the doctor's doing, Tom Davis.
So they stop the clock, but they don't want to take the full timeout, and so then UNLV will inbounds.
Gary, the point I wanted to make about the intentional foul and talking to Hank Nichols, it's not the job of the official to read in the mind of a player. He cannot read into the mind of the player. My argument has been that the book says if it's premeditated in the mind of the official, he should call it an intentional. They have to clear up the terminology.
The fans wanting them to shoot a three-pointer and hit the 100-point mark. And to do it is Rice. Rebound by Lookenville.
It's not Bice, it's Rice.
In the corner, three-point attempt. Not going for Odell Davis. Lookenville.
He's tough.
Inside. Boy, he gets rejected there, though. That was Jeter that did it, and Gibson again.
That was a great pass by Reed. That was a tremendous pass.
And so it's over. Jerry Tarkanian, 535 wins in his career. 97-80 is the final. And this UNLV team right now ranked 14th, but they're going to be moving up in the polls in a hurry with this victory here today. And what's ahead? They're going to be something special. Iowa, on the other hand, only their second road game of the year, now goes to 1-1, and for the season, 7-1. As it was a total dismantling today of this Iowa team by an impressive running Rebel team. All right, let's go to Tom Davis. He's with Cheryl Miller.
Coach, it really looked like UNLV's pressure defense really dictated the game.
Yeah, they played great, and I can't say enough good things about Vegas. They're a very, very good ball club. My guys played harder and better in the second half, but the first half got us too far behind.
Were you surprised that your team wasn't able to get to the free throw line as effective as they had been in the past?
Yeah, I was really shocked by that, but I didn't give the credit to UNLV. They're a good veteran ball club. They do a lot of good things.
You have 2 more games before you get into conference play. Does this type of a game put a damper on the season at all?
Well, I hope not. I hope just the opposite, that we learn from it and then we get better from the things that we learned here today. And hope I get some of my injured guys back. We had a couple of injuries there late. I hope that they're okay.
Thanks a lot, Coach, and good luck the rest of the season. Let's go back to you, Gary.
All right, Cheryl, he's talking about Ray Thompson, who looked like he may have turned an ankle, and of course Matt Bullard, he hopes to get back very soon. Tart the Shark with Dick Vitale when we come back in a little bit as the Rebels win it impressively.
ABC's College Basketball has been brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. By Iron Cologne, pump some iron, Iron Cologne. And by